everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. Oh, Gail is on. Gail, I meant to text you yesterday. I was thinking about you, and I was going to check on you. So I'm so sorry. I hate when that happens, when it goes in, and then it's fleeting. It goes right out. So I apologize for that. So good morning, everyone, and welcome. I just want to show off my boobs, but welcome to Viva. I am all Viva out this morning. Look, I unpacked all my stuff. Look, remember this one? The one that
the
changes.
hot one. Yes, I love it.
And I love that one. Breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. That's fantastic. So good morning, everyone. I am Lori Monaco, the Badass Buddha, coming to you from Eastern Tennessee, where it is cold as heck this morning. Frost on the ground. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Evelyn, and my sister Leanne and Gail.
Good morning, buenos días, mi gente, aquí con la Margarita, your gladiator guru. It is chilly here in Tampa too. It is actually 46 degrees here in Tampa.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's really cold.
Yeah, I had the window open. I sleep with the window open even in the winter in Connecticut. So yeah, it was kind of crisp this morning. So it was nice. You get to enjoy. I have my little wrap on, which makes me feel like it's December somewhere in the world.
Doesn't Gladiator Guru look fantastic today? Like you just have this like thing going on with the black and the white and the red, and then your glasses and your lipstick, like everything, and your hair, like it's all wispy today. Like you look just like so stylish, like woo, like you always do. But there's something about today that's like very bright and stylish. So it's very cool.
Thank you. I was up early, and that's why when I sat here and I couldn't get the computer going, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have did that first. But here we are, you know, just milagros. Hola, milagros. You know, I think it's like anything. Every day is such a new day. Like every day is your birthday. Every day is your first day of work. Every day is a celebration to just get up and say, Buenos dias, Margarita. I'm happy you're here with me. And to say that to yourself, acknowledging that, because every day is, because it's a beautiful morning. And we have to, you know, we're constantly talking about goals and mantras and appreciation and cultivating self-trust and self-respect and self-love. Well, let's start putting into practice the gratitude every morning. If you do it, pa'lante, mi gente. And if not, or if you forget, or because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what time it is? And that's normal. But I still kiss myself every morning. Good morning, Margarita. You know, I still date myself in that way where I acknowledge myself. And then just the gratification of waking up every morning. And I think no matter what happens, if something's going to fuck up in your day, it's going to fuck up. It's how you handle it. Yeah. Because when you set your goals and you start writing out your visions, if you cannot control one thing is all you got to have control over. And I researched it and I read up on it and I've watched videos and I sat with myself because I was an angry little elf. If you can control your emotions in any situation, that's power. That is what you need to do with yourself. So let's just be grateful. And anyway, I went ahead of myself. Good morning, Badass Buddha. You look fantastic. I love your hair today.
I know. I actually did my hair.
Yeah.
Good morning, Desiree. Good morning, Bernie in the house. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. So today is or the whole month is about celebrating self, taking action with gratitude. We're ending the year on a strong point. We ask that you like, share, follow, subscribe. Don't forget about us. Not only do we have our YouTube video, our YouTube page for those of you that are on it, but we also have our own pages. So I have Dr. Lori Monaco. I'd love some extra subscribers there if you're not already. And yours is under, is it Margarita de Margarita? Is a Cricket's Whisper?
Mine is, I don't even know. I don't know. Mine is Margarita de Margarita, and it's at Moments con Margarita. That's what it is.
That's your YouTube channel?
That's my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we would love subscribers on those as well. And but definitely share us. And the nice thing about the YouTube links is that you can share it with anybody. They don't have to have Facebook. So share the YouTube links with people. We would really appreciate that. We would love to grow our subscribers this for 2024. We don't really often ask for that. I mean, we'll put up like, share, follow, subscribe, but we don't really focus on the numbers. But we would actually like to see some growth because we want to be able to hit the masses, and we're entering our fifth season. We're going to be next January starts our fifth season with Viva, which is or we'll be celebrating our fourth year in on the show. So we've been here a while. We're not going anywhere, but we'd like to see some growth if we can, especially for 2024. But this month is celebrating self. Tuesday, we talked about remembering your vision. And today, we're going to talk about living your vision. So we gave you an assignment, and that was to get a journal that is specifically devoted to your vision. And it could be a journal, it could be a pretty journal, it could be a notebook, whatever works for you. It could be lined, it could be unlined. But then at the end, we also did our small business brag for Christmas, and we bragged on Gladiator Guru's business, which she does sell journals, which we will touch base on that again at the end of the show. So make sure that you have, we'll put the link in there where you can get in touch with her or text message rather. And, if you don't have a journal yet, or you want to get a new one, then order it from Gladiator Guru, keep it in the family here. And then you have it. Plus they're so beautiful. It's like, how could you not want them, But so today we're going to be talking about living your vision, taking the action, things like booking that trip. If you have on your list for 2024, I want to travel and I want to go here and I want to go here. Today, we're going to say between now and within the next week, book that trip. And if you don't want to book the trip, at least start the conversation, start the planning process. This is where I'm going to go. This is the date that I'm going to pick your dates to go. And then if you want to wait to book after the holidays, that's fine. But if you could book now, this is what we're saying, is to take action. If you want to lose the weight, decide what way you want to lose the weight, how you want to go about that. Do you want to sign up for a membership? Do you want to use the products? Do you want to join, go to the medical spa to do it, whatever? But this is the taking action part. So we're telling you to write down your vision, and we're telling you to start taking action today yes. Till the end of the year. So this way you're already ahead of the game for the new year. Good morning, Kathy. And I see that Gail is on both ways with her Empowering Process podcast on YouTube.
And so Gail wrote something. She said, I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. That's just that's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's true. And then Desiree said, woohoo, 5 alive. And then she goes, 5 to thrive. And you said that, and you instantly took me back to one of the, we used to do the ALS walks for Eric every year under the guise of the ALS Association. After like 3 walks with them, I just couldn't do it. We were expected to take care of our paralyzed husbands and raise all these funds for them to get a free t-shirt. So I made my own t-shirts. I sold my own t-shirts, and I created my own ALS Eric Chapman walk once a year. And the last one we had 50. And they gave him 2 to 5 years. November 8th was 5 years of diagnoses. And November 14th, he turned 50. So the theme that year that I created posters and everything was 50 and 5 and still alive. So you just brought me back to a happy a happy moment, even though it was his last birthday and his last ALS walk. So that's phenomenal. Hi, Jay. And it's little things like that. And everything you said is true. That's why I said, when you wake up in the morning, show so much gratitude that no matter if it's pouring out when you leave out that house, your gratitude is going to make sure that you're walking in between the raindrops. And that's on everything you do. If you do that the minute you wake up, it's like putting Vaseline on, baby girl. Everything that comes out your way is going to slide right off. So that's how we have to incorporate the good stuff in our lives. Good morning, Melissa. So we didn't do our mantra.
We didn't do our mantra or set our intention. All right, so let's set our intention. As usual, be intentional today. That's it. Have a purpose. Decide how you want your day to be. Gail just told us what her intention is today. That's what we're talking about. It doesn't have to be a specific goal. I want to get this done today. It could be. If your intention is, I'm going to go Christmas shopping and get as much done today as possible. That's a beautiful intention. But you could also include in that, I'm going to smile as much as possible today. And let me tell you, that speaks volumes considering that Gail is going through a massive health challenge, and she has treatments. She probably doesn't feel like the greatest and most fabulous person every single day, but yet she feels that way. She's walking out and still saying, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm going to be this way. So if she can get out there and have that, when we look at that, if we feel sorry for ourselves, get over it, just get out there and smile. Even if you're not happy, even if this is the season that makes you sad, smile anyway, push through it. We're not saying fake it till you make it. It's just say, I'm going to be happy today. I'm setting that intention regardless of what I think about this holiday season, and do it with
gratitude. Look, gratitude. I love gratitude. All the trauma and drama and chaos I was raised in, all the pain that never healed the wounds and the scabs just keep falling off on their own. I'm so grateful. And so I even tattooed the symbol of gratitude.
Yeah.
That's citrus scale, but this is the symbol of gratitude. I live in gratitude. And regardless of what I lived through, not what I've heard, not what I've seen, but what I lived through. How I got up every single time and said, fuck this shit. And kept going. And you don't need to be Samson. You don't need to be Hercules to do that.
Desiree wants you to show it again.
You need to be your true self, because there's so much power and strength and courage within each and every one of us, but we'll never know unless we invite it out. There you go. Unless you invite it out. So do that. And even if you just say it to yourself, you probably have focused so much more on the problem than the solution of how you got yourself out of it, that you have totally bypassed your strength. You have totally dismissed the courage that you got yourself out of something because you're too busy focusing on what happened before that. What happened to you instead of what you got yourself through. So let's show gratitude for your spirit. Show gratitude for who you are.
And let's do the mantra.
Yes.
Let's do this mantra. Say it loud and say it proud. Here we go. I am a disruptor.
I am a disruptor.
I am unapologetically courageous.
I am unapologetically courageous.
I am spiritually grounded.
I am spiritually grounded.
I am magically orgasmic.
Ole.
And I keep it real.
All day, no doubt.
And that's, keep it real is important. It's we got rid of, we used to say I am beyond authentic, because the term authentic is so overused, and everybody's authenticity, blah, blah, blah. But, people could be authentically fake. That's one thing I've learned. And keeping it real means being true to yourself by not lying to yourself. And we're always talking about that. And that's always our underlying message, is never lie to yourself. That's why this is really important for this month. This is the go-to month. This is the month to say, did I really do what I had intended to do for this year? And if I didn't, I'm not going to get mad at myself. I'm just going to say I need to kick myself more in the ass. Or maybe it wasn't as important as I thought. And that's partially why, we make vision boards. Some people make vision boards, and you may not hit everything. And the question is, at the end of the year, when you look at it, you say, why didn't I hit this? Did I not hit this because I got in my own way? Did I not hit this because I was afraid? Did I not hit this because I changed and it wasn't as important to me? And if it's not as important to you, then you go into the next year and you say, I can drop this because this isn't as important to me, and maybe there's something else in its place. So you are allowed to change things, but don't change because you didn't hit the mark. Don't sit there and say, well, I'm going to change this because you didn't end up doing it. You have to own it. You have to say, I didn't do it because I didn't do it. I did not make it a priority. The question is, why didn't I make it a priority? Because I was too lazy to do it, or I just didn't want to take the time to do it. The vision, your vision is your vision. It's nobody else's vision. But here's the irony, is that your vision, because we live in the conscious collective, that information energetically goes out. So if you think of an idea, if you think of something, there's so many other people that have also thought of the same idea. We don't think of it that way. How many times have you come up with an idea for an invention or a product or service or a solution to something, and you sort of said it out loud to somebody or even to yourself, and you know, it'd be really cool to make this or to create this, and it just sort of went out there and that was it. And then next thing you know, 2 years later, it's out. It's somebody did it. And you're like, did somebody hear my idea? And you run through it and you go, no, there's no way that somebody could have heard that idea. So how did that happen? Because that information, that the visions that we get are not just our visions. They're coming in from a higher source. And so they're put in there to say, okay, let's see if this one's going to do it. Let's see if this one's going to do it. So your vision must come to fruition, but it's up to you. So the only way is to stay steadfast on your vision is for you to write it down and remind yourself every day of what your vision is, so that you stay focused on it. You move towards it. It's in your head all the time. And because once it's in your head all the time, the things that are required for that vision to occur, they will all of a sudden be in front of you. Like if you say, well, I'm going on this trip. I have wanted to go on this trip. I am going on this trip. I have talked about going on this trip for 5 years. I'm going on this trip for 2024, but I don't know how I'm going to get the money. Take that out. Remember, we talked about your butts, but take that out. Say, I'm going on this trip this year. Hang up pictures of the trip. Pick pictures of you, like put yourself into, like back in the day when we used to do the fake collages, not like when we have Photoshop now, but do it like old school. Take a picture of the place, take a picture of you, cut it out, stick it onto the beach that you want to go on, and see it every day. Put the name of the place on there, 2024, and then watch how all of a sudden money starts coming towards you, or discounts start coming towards you, or people start talking and then say, hey, I've always wanted to go to this place. And you're like, that's funny. That's the place that I said. But that's the vision. And the vision is not just about thinking about it and saying it to yourself and to the people that matter, not the people who don't, but also living it. Putting yourself closer towards that vision. What would it take for you to do this? Mm-hmm. So you set that date. I want to go here. And you know what? Let me look at the best times of the year to go. Let me look at when I would want to go, and then block it out in your calendar, and then say, and I'm going to book it by this time, and I'm going to block it out in my calendar. Good morning, Priscilla. But this is your time. So write it down, but then start moving towards taking action. If you want to go away and money's an issue, then tell everybody for Christmas that all you want is money. Just say, what? You know what I want? And then create an account just for that vacation. See, all the money that I get from people's gifts, even if it's $10, it's going to go right into that vacation account. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm going to use to pay for this.
Yes, absolutely. Gail said, she wrote something. What I've learned, if the universe gives me a vision and I do not have time to get it, it moves on. Absolutely. It's not, it's like you're gonna beat the horn that was supposed to come down, you're gonna wait 5 minutes, you're out. That's life. And serendipity. I love that word. It
I
makes
do
me feel
too.
all warm and
I do
cozy.
too.
But it does happen every day, and we dismiss it because we're so negative. And if you don't believe you're negative, when something good happens, you doubt it. That means you're negative because you're not seeing things for what they truly are, whether good, bad, or ugly. So that's so true. You gotta, when you pray for something, you gotta sit your ass still so you can listen to the answer. If you don't, if you pray at night, meditate in the morning, and then be like, do, 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 and then say, God, it does not help me. The universe don't listen. No, you're not sitting your ass still. Look at my necklace though. So, and when you want something, absolutely. If you know your vision is to take a trip, and people are like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? Absolutely, speak your mind. Speak your mind on what you want. And let me tell you something. When we talk about vision boards and we're talking about journaling, we're talking about everything. I have been writing. As a matter of fact, I have a whole bin with writings that I did since I was a child. Ask me how I carry this stuff around. But I know my first real poem that I published in my first book, I wrote at 13. So I carry a lot of that stuff with me. What I don't do is I don't write in journals. People have gifted me beautiful leather-bound journals, some really artistic journals. I have journals where people have gifted me with their, little saying in it and then signing it since 1994. And I love them and I keep them, but I don't write in them.
Oh, you should donate them. You should donate them to Journal of Hope.
They're all written in, dedicated to me. Here's notebooks that some, and I'll just write like, look what I do. I doodle. I love my name. I write my name. La Margarita, look at the little coffee stuff. That's what I do. And I create notebooks. And I create notebooks with no lines in them because I don't want to be restricted. Every notebook I buy, whether it's from the dollar store or not, they don't have lines. This has dots. What I'm saying in all of this is I'm a wordsmith. I love to write, but I have, just like my pen, I know what I want. I know how I like to write. I don't want nobody telling me I got to write in between their lines. I'll create my own. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if you like to write in journals, if you don't, if you know who you are. And if you have to write it on scrap like I do, then do that. If you do get a book and you're writing on every other 5 pages and there's pages in between and you're like, what the hell did I finish writing that at? Like me?
Oh my God. I'm like that with sticky notes. I have sticky notes everywhere. So I started to take the sticky notes and stick them on one piece of paper so that there's a whole bunch of sticky notes because an idea will pop up and then I just write them on a sticky note. But yeah, I'm all over the place. That's my only thing is that I have got to be more organized because I have stuff everywhere.
But it depends on who you are because, I'm organized, but I'm an organized mess. But you might come in and see my pens and my papers and my books and you're like, oh my God, how do you work in that? Because I know where everything is and it's within my reach and it's within my thought pattern. Okay, so I'm doing this and I know to reach for that because I know what's in there is there. But in that, you got to know who you are and you got to know what your vision is. What your goal? What are you striving for? What is your goal? So what Badass Buddha's organizational skills are not mine. Like hers probably are more up to par with how how it should be. And mine are like chaos, but
no, but there's no should be. There's no should be because because Gail said it. She goes, there is organization in chaos. Let your thoughts flow and put them into affinities, ideas. I still am very chaotic. I mean, if you look at my office, it's very, as much as I'm organized, I'm still chaotic. I just, what works for me is compartmentalizing, like putting things in. And because I have a tendency to write, see, at least you do. See, this is the difference. You are organized chaos. You have everything all over the place, but no matter what, you always manage to put it into a book or something. I have yet to do that. And I have stacks of stuff that I have to sit my butt down and just go through and start writing. And considering that my vision for this between now, like I'm not saying 2024, but my vision is to put out 3 books next year, and one of which is my own book, my own thoughts. So I've got to sit down and go through it all. So for me, while I thought my office was a great space to get organized, it is for like, oh, we need a piece of paper. We need a paper clip. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. That's great. But I've got to collect all my papers. And I found that my bedroom is a better place to sit and on my bed. And I think I want to get a chair in there too, because I want to be able to sit and be still. So it's you might be chaotic, but you're actually productive. My problem is that I'm not productive in the places that I want to be productive in at this point. So that's something that part of my vision is I have to acknowledge that, and I got to take responsibility for that. And I've got to get my shit together. I can't keep using it as an excuse to say, well, I don't know where anything is and I can't go forward with this. It's like enough already. I have got so much, it's just like all of us. We have so much information or so many things that we've created, come up with, and then we just let it sit there in this pile, and then we don't do anything with. But it's like enough already. Like either I'm going to do, my thought is either I do something with it or I get rid of it. And I don't really want to get rid of the things that I've written, but that's what good is it going to do if it just sits there? Mm-hmm. Your vision may be able to help other people. And it could be as simple as that trip that you have put off. Oh, I want to go here. I want to go to Italy and I want to go take a tour. But 5 years in the making, you've been talking about this. How do you know that you go on that trip, you're going to meet somebody on that trip, have a conversation with them, and change their life? Mm-hmm. And they're going to go back home and go, I met this fantastic person from the United States, and I'm so grateful that I met them. Gladiator Guru talks about the people that she's met on the Camino, people from different countries that she still stays in touch with. But she could have planted a seed in them, and she may not even know. She may never know what she's done for them. Or maybe 5 years later, they contact her out of the blue. Hey, remember me? I met you on the Camino. Or remember me? I met you on that Italy trip. I just want to tell you how you affected me, because this is what I've done with my life since then. We don't know, but staying where we are and not moving like into, I'm telling you, the reason we get these visions, because they're notes, they're gifts from our higher power saying, this is something you need to do. And look, I'm giving you the option. If you're going to I'm giving you the option to do it. If you choose not to do it, I'll just move on to other people, because I'll find somebody else that's going to do it. But how great would it be for you to do it? How great would it be for you to be the one to say?
But you have to be the one, Laura, right? You have to be the one to get off your ass. You have to be the one to stop using your kids as excuses. Stop using your job as excuses. Stop using your environment as your excuse. You are the king of wherever you're standing in. You are the chain breaker. You are the change maker wherever you plant your feet at. So it don't matter if it's in the center of chaos. It doesn't matter if it's in the desert. You're going to find that oasis, because it is a gift, because you are exhausting all your options, because you're following that innate courage that whispers to you, you can do it. When you ignore those whispers and then you're like, I don't understand why this is happening to me, you did it. You are the villain and the victim in your own story. So you got to say, I want this, and I know there's a way. And then whatever it is your practice, I tell you what I do. I sit and I pray, and I'm very specific. And then I wander off in thought, and then I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep going down that route. And then I come back to the prayer, and I laugh, and then the next day before I open my eyes, before my feet touch the ground, I'm giving thanks for this new day, for my life. Many people didn't wake up this morning. And then I pay attention. Did the badass Buddha say something that had to do with whatever I prayed about? Did any of the comments have anything to do with what I prayed about? Is there anything popping up on my phone? I seek the signs after my conversation. So
because you told yourself to be aware of them. It's the awareness piece that we talked about.
I believe.
Because you believe and you decided we have signs coming to us. I want to be aware. I always think of that scene in one of my favorite movies with Jim Carrey is Bruce Almighty. And he's sitting and he's such a nice guy, but he's so frustrated with his life. And his girlfriend, Jennifer Aniston, gives him prayer beads. And he's like, okay, fine. And he's driving in the car and he's like, let's go. And he's just so angry that he doesn't think it's going to work. And he's like, show me a sign, blah, blah, blah. Oh, mighty, blah, blah. And he's like being very spiteful. And there's a truck in front of him with all those signs. It's got all the signs for like road work. And it's like, caution. It's lighting up right in front of him. He's like, oh, look at this joker. He was going too slow. Look at this joker. What the heck is he doing? It's all the signs telling him, and he goes around him, and then he loses control of the car. And the thing is that's the beauty of that scene is that's exactly how we live our lives. We completely ignore the signs in front of us. And then we have the audacity to say, well, why did this happen? This is just not fair. We play the victim instead of taking accountability and say, you know what? I was blind. I refused to see the signs that were in front of me. And why? Because we decided not to, a belief, and we decided that it's not possible. And we just wanted to stay stuck where we are, and that's unfortunately reality.
We like complaining. We like blaming.
Oh, yeah.
When you blame somebody for your unhappiness, then you are a victim, right? You labeled yourself a victim. So then now you became a doormat to those who can get away with it. And now you're going to complain, how dare they treat me like a doormat? They didn't treat you like a doormat. You gave them the permission. When you are constantly reaching back for pain that happened yesterday and bringing it into today, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's not the person who hurt you in your yesterday. It's your fault. Why? Because you didn't forgive yourself. You didn't forgive them in your heart, and you didn't forgive yourself for not seeing the signs earlier. Now you're wounded. But then you're angry. You're still angry with them. Why? They're moving on. They already did it. The pain was caused. The action was taken. The wrong choices were made. But that was yesterday. So when you're constantly living like this, guess what? You don't go very far because you can't drive fast forward at the steady pace that's needed to move forward because you're really hitting the brakes because you're too busy reaching in the backseat. So you're not going to be aware of what good is happening in your today because half of your ass is in yesterday where nobody's there, just you and the pain that you're holding on to. Again, you and the pain that you are holding on to, because those scars should have been healed already. Why? Yeah. Because so many good things have happened after the fact that you are not giving yourself, that you are not celebrating yourself with, that you are not acknowledging that forgiveness does happen over time, because today you are a totally different person, regardless if it was because of or despite of what happened in your yesterday. So where you are today is all your effort. Where you were yesterday was partially your fault too, because the red flags were flaring and you decided that you were colorblind and that you might make it work. If I do this, maybe they'll see it differently. Well, if I put this much effort, they're going to appreciate that much of me. So it was a choice you made to participate in your heartbreak. But that's in the past because that made you stronger in your today. And unless you're willing to accept the fact that yesterday cannot, should not, will not intrude on your joy of today, you're gonna take longer reaching your goals. And like Gail said, when that happens, the time waits for no one, mi gente. Time is gonna roll up. You ask for me. Oh, you're taking your time. I guess you ain't ready. And move on to the next person.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So a lot of people think that I'm rude, that I'm mean. I recently heard it, but it was just not an accusation. It was just a conversation. Because they don't want to hear the truth of whatever issue. It could be a simple issue that applies to all of us. But in that moment, they're feeling this thing more because they're in that moment. Or it could be where you're constantly telling me something and now I got to blow your spot because I don't want to hear it. Because every time you talk negative about something that happened or something you're not really invested in, so that means you're putting up excuses, that's dark energy you're putting around me and it's suffocating.
Yeah.
I protect my energy. So when I say, listen, that I can't. When you do this, and this for yourself, all that other stuff is going to dissipate. But until you take responsibility for you doing this, and this, nothing's going to change. And you're going to keep complaining. And I really don't want to hear this shit anymore. I'm that mean person. I'm rude. But you know why I'm all those things to people?
Excuse me.
Because they're stuck on stupid. And they resent the fact that I'm calling them out on their shit. And that works with coaching. And that works with family, with friends. That works with somebody I just met at the bank yesterday. Excuse me, but you know what? I'm having a good day. Really don't want to hear that right now. And she looked at me.
Yeah.
Yep. If you don't take control of your life, you're handing it to others. And then now you want to come and bullshit complain to me about what you failed to do for you yesterday. And let me tell you something. If you have any control over anything, it's what you allow in your space and what you don't. And that's words, actions. Okay? What you allow and what you don't allow. That's your responsibility. When you have a goal, when you have a vision, and you're driving it towards your goal so that you can live an abundant life, and abundance means that's success in itself, that you achieved something. No one has to understand your achievement, but you know. And that it makes you smile. That's wealth. That it makes you want to get up every day and do it again. That's wealth. It's not the amount of digits in your bank account. It's how you feel getting up every day, dressing up in the clothes that make you feel like a fucking millionaire, and getting to wherever you got to get to and feeling so enlightened that the ideas just pour out and your business grows. And whatever it is you're doing, it just grows and it's solid and nobody's going to come blow your house down. That is living abundantly. That is success. That is you being rich and wealthy. And if that's not enough for you, you're on your own. There's nothing we can say that's going to help you, because if you want to keep wearing this facade that I look good, I got money, I got this, I got that, but inside you're slowly rotting away because of the choices you make, who can help you? You got to pray to your higher power, and then you got to do the work. That's the only thing that happens. So when you're booking your vision,
you got to do the work.
When you're living your vision, you.
I want to mention something because I want to leave time for you to do your business brag, but I do want to say good morning, Wanda, my Southern Belle coming in. Desiree wrote this. So she said, yep, I spent the whole day yesterday being so pissed that something really good is happening to a bad person. She put, what a waste of energy. It was a big circle because I was mad at self for being mad about it as well. And then she put, I was stuck on stupid for sure. Okay, I need to address this because this is driving me crazy. Desiree, as we've said, Gladiator Guru started this conversation with this. Emotions come to us to go through us. You got pissed. It is what it is, okay? All you got to do now is recognize this and make sure that it doesn't happen again. There's no point in, you didn't get stuck on stupid, you just got stuck on emotion. It's don't down yourself about this. That just shows us that we still have work to do. Whenever we get pissed off about what somebody else has, that still means that we are not doing what we need to do for ourselves and somebody else did, and we're pissed off about it. So what we want you to do is flip it and say, thank you for yesterday. Thank you for the awareness. Thank you for pointing that out to me, because now what do I need to do to further this? You know what? In the end, I'm happy for that person. Let them do what they're doing. It's not my life. But I'm choosing not to live my life. They're choosing to live theirs. So I got to get over it and focus on me. Don't stay stuck and say, I was stuck on stupid. You got into the emotional loop. And instead of you letting it just flow through you, remember that expression. That expression is huge. Emotions come to us to go through us. If you say that the moment you get worked up, then you say it's coming through me. It's coming to me to go through me. What can I do to let it go through me? Well, maybe the next time you start to feel that way, you make it productive and you say, okay, what am I really pissed at? I'm pissed at myself because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. What can I do right at this minute? And take this energy of anger and twist it into doing something. You ever do that where you're like pissed off about something, you start doing something, and then you end up like cleaning something and you're all mad. And then all of a sudden you clean it and you're like, wow, this looks really good. It was all because of anger. Like you were upset about something and you just went to town. You're like, oh, I'm going to clean this. So flip it and make it productive. Or if you don't physically feel like doing something, just talk to yourself. Write down, okay, what am I really pissed off about? What is it that I'm specifically angry about them that really I'm angry at myself? What didn't I do? What needs to be done? And that's the best way to take that. But it's about, again, your vision doesn't just end here. You've got to write it down. You've got to write that vision down. You've got to plaster it in front of you so that you're reminded every single day, and you don't get lost in the minutia of the day, of your daily tasks. It's got to fit in there. And listen, this is a reminder for me too, because I'm going to show you. And again, I want to get Gladiator Guru to talking about herself. Look at, I made these before I came out here. These are my business cards for here, right?
Nice.
No, not nice, because they're sitting in a box on my desk, not in my actually, I think they are in my pocketbook now. But why am I not handing these out to every place that I go?
Or putting them on the board. I started doing that when
That's
I was.
what I'm just saying, So it's like I could take it to the step and then I don't finish. So in my head, I'm going, this is ridiculous. Like, this is stupid. This is my fault. So if I'm sitting here going, no, nobody knows, and I haven't got a single call yet because they don't know I'm here. So hand these out. Talk about myself. So I made them for a reason, not to just sit and look pretty and say, oh, I made my business cards, but I do that sometimes. So I've got to stop doing that. So this isn't just about your vision. We're not just telling you for you. We're reminding ourselves that we've got to be steadfast on our vision, that if it's not in front of us, yeah, there we go.
I passed these out yesterday. I gave them to the people at the bank that helped me. And I said, you got to tune in, go to YouTube, watch the old ones. And the ones we made, Viva Cafe con Leche, with the information on it. So I passed some of these out yesterday. So you're absolutely right. I just wanted to touch base on Desiree. Desiree, when my dad died in 2007, I was angry because he had just quit drinking and he quit both things. And I guess that's what made him sick. He quit drinking and smoking crack. And I was very angry at his weight because 4 of his friends came that were older and younger than him. They came drunk, they came high, and I couldn't see past that they came crying to show respect to the unofficial mayor of Bridgeport, which was my father. So I was just angry that why him and not anybody else. Totally get it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I heard some of them got cleaned. So that was my father's purpose. But I didn't hear that 2 years later. Some of them passed on. But so that I totally get that. But what you gotta also look at, look at the good side of you. But in order for you to kill a poisonous weed growing in your garden, You got to admit that it's there. You got to
Yes.
acknowledge it, and then you got to see which one it is, right? Then you got to pull it. So you got to start using discernment, which is who is a bad person, because we've all done bad things. And remember, it's a spiritual thing. We can get into it some other time, but the devil don't bother you when you're doing good or bad, and he provides you as long as you're not seeking God. So who are we to discern who's good or bad? That everybody has their own story to tell at the end, right?
Yeah.
So are you jealous of this? Are you envious of this? Because that plays a lot as to why we get mad when someone else triumphs. So you got to ask yourself, why am I envious and jealous of her doing that when I could have done something else that I know I'm doing well, but I'm not? So it's a learning. It's a learning spin. Okay.
Excuse me.
We need to identify who we are. We don't have to admit it. We have to question ourselves, because a lot of times people don't say something. See, we were raised on reading body language, raised in Father Panic, because we had to notice everyone's, even their fingers fidgeting on the side of their leg. We were raised how to read that because it was our safety living in the projects. So I can hear anything you got to say, but I'm looking at the twitching of your eyes, your nostrils, okay? How your lips turn up in the corner. That's how I know what you really feel. So we need to understand who we are. And sometimes when you purposely tell somebody what you've done, it is to read that expression so that you can know where to place them in your life. Because I work hard. I work hard to put my words together to form a story and then to have the courage to publish it. It's not easy. It's work, and it's believing in my abilities to produce something, because we're all talented and we all have been given a gift. What are you doing with yours? And that's the question you got to ask yourself when you sit with yourself. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? What am I good at? How can I turn this into a living? How can I create something that will be of assistance to others? Because we're always being watched. Now, I know the Badass Buddha says something about my trips to Spain. And I'm going to tell you, I met this person in June of 2017, and he left me a message. I'm not going to play all of it, but just listen to some of it, and because it makes me feel good. He just left me this message the other day. If I can play it.
Margarita del alma. Hola, Margarita. Aquí estamos bien, tío. Coño, hace tiempo que no hablaba contigo ni de
You hear him? So and he's from the Canary Islands. So when I hear that, you're right. We never know the impressions we're leaving.
What did he say? What did he say? We couldn't hear it well enough to see.
Oh, wait, hold on.
And is he speaking English? He's not speaking English.
It.
Okay, so some of us don't understand.
No, but it was just the way his voice.
Oh.
You see, he's introduced. He's like, "Hola, Margarita es de las Canarias," you know. And when I heard that the other day, then you just said that, it was like, wow. You know, like he sent me a message and I was like, wow. And then you said that. And sometimes that's what we are to people. We're that reminder that we do matter. You know, I know without a doubt that I'm fucking awesome. Okay? I believe in myself. I trust myself. Okay? So, but when the Badass Buddha said that, when she brought up my trip out of nowhere and said that about people, it was confirmation that, you know what, we do leave our mark everywhere we go. And when I met that man, that's me walking to heal after just my husband just passing. So, yeah, you never know who's watching you. Absolutely, Kathy. Badass. Kathy wrote something, an idea a playlist of all our shows.
I know. I wrote it down.
I don't know how to do that. We don't know.
I wrote it down on my Post-it note.
But that's how it is. So listen, when you cultivate self-trust, self-belief, self-respect, it all equals self-love. And maybe you got to do them one at a time. Or maybe you're going to pick all of them up, bring them home, and assemble them according to where you are right now. The thing is that you need to put yourself first. You need to believe that you are here on purpose for a purpose. You need to understand that whatever happened to you in the past, whether good or bad, were just bricks for you to lay out your path, for you to walk on, to walk over. That whatever was meant to destroy you, you're picking it up and building for you. So that's the balance of life. You either go dark or you go and you bask in the light. But the choice is always yours. The choice is always yours. And many of us don't want that responsibility. So we become a victim and blame everything around us. How do you go and build your path to walk forward into the life that you're supposed to live? It's not going to happen when you, the main guest, the king of the castle, is not a willing participant.
That's a good point.
So,
all right.
There's one thing. Hold on. I read this thing and I loved it and I shared it. And I read it a long time ago. But it says you cannot put a crown on a clown and expect the king. Okay? And I didn't take that as a man only. I took it as, that's right. How can I come out, be bejeweled, right? But have a peasant mentality. I cannot think less of myself and portray that I am. Because the only one I'm deceiving is myself. And you are the most important person in your life, damn it. Start showing up for yourself. I don't care if it's just small baby steps. We all learned how to walk after we learned how to crawl. So if you're just starting this journey, make sure you do it to the best comfort, but the best where it's not going to take you forever. Give yourself time limits on every step. I'm sorry, badass. Go ahead.
No, I wanted, because we're at the end of the show, and I wanted to give you a few minutes to be able to do your small business brag.
No, I sold my boxes.
Oh, you're done? You have nothing to sell? So you have no journals left?
Oh, yeah, about my gift boxes. That's what we were going to talk on. The Christmas one. The Christmas one.
Oh, no. But if you sold the gift boxes, I'm saying anything you have left.
Oh, no, the things are my journals, you know, the 98-page journal and the matching notebook. You know, that's what? That's the notebook. This is the journal. And hold on a minute, because
and you have until, if you want to order any of these journals that Gladiator Guru is showing you, you have just until Tuesday of next week to order them, because she's going to Spain. She's going to Spain for an indefinite amount of time. She's going on the Camino, and she's going to be
one-way ticket, baby.
So she doesn't know when she's coming back, so you want them soon. I'm going to put her phone number. You text her and let her know how many you want. They start at $10, and then they go up from there. Yeah. So you just tell her which one you want, or which ones you want.
The $10 ones are my notebooks. This is Be Magically Orgasmic. La Magia Begins Within You. This one. And they're all made from my original art pieces. And they all have a saying in the back. I don't know where my other ones are, but yep, these are them. These are $10, these notepads, and then the coffee quote book, which is my new love. They're all different pages. That one, Viva Cafe con Leche, and it has all, and this is our mantras in there. So
they're not just for you. I mean, you could buy them for yourself, but you could also buy them as gifts. They're very pretty. They're different. They're unique because not a lot of people would have them. So, But you got to order by Tuesday because she will not be able to ship out after that. So you have got
I'm here, yeah, but I'll be in Connecticut.
Especially if she needs, if I don't know how many she has, she might have a limited amount too. But understand that even when she gets back, they'll be available. You just, it's just like between now, they won't be available until after, sometime in February, because I'm probably not going to be back until February. So order them now in time for Christmas, whether you give them out as gifts or if you want to use them for yourself, because we're talking about your vision and we're talking about you writing your vision and you living your vision. Yes. So this is actually really good timing so that you have these. So good. Are we good? Did you get them all out?
What items were in my box? My original digestive tea that I create. I called it happiness. It helps you sleep better. So it's it's like a chai. So I had 7 tea bags of those in it. And then I had a glass jar with rosebuds with organic green tea leaves in that. And then it has the scooper. Let's see. I had one of my tea jars that I brought just to
Didn't you have a picture? I think you posted a picture on your social media at some point.
Wait, I started making my other box because Tiffany needs more. Tiffany's doing hair and eyelashes at home, so that's how she sold them. Well, hold on. Okay.
And while she's looking for that, we're going to talk about next week's show. Oh, go ahead.
Here is one of the jars that go in there. It's the rosebuds with green tea with the little scooper. You can scoop that out of there. And then it was something similar to this that has my tea bags in it. So my tea bags are all cinnamon stick, all full anise. They all have, it's just the full product. Nothing is grounded except for the green tea. So these are the main things because this is the tea that I create. And then it has, oh my God, it smells so good. And then it has this. But yeah, so, and they all have different, they all come with a jar of honey. So I'll make some for Tuesday, but yeah. But if you text me, I can probably send you pictures like the Badass Buddha said. But yes, go ahead, Mama.
So next week, so we're going to end the show, and thank you so much for being. You have work to do, so get to it. Put that vision out there. Put it somewhere where you can see and you can look at and you can think about and dream about it. So next week is fun. It's so the titles of next week's show. Again, Gladiator Guru came up with all these titles for this month. Granny Panties on Tuesday. Granny Panties with the holes in them, holding on to things and not letting go. And on Thursday, Out with the Old and In with the Sexy New. That title is called Victoria's Secret. So we're going to be talking about the old on Tuesday, why we don't let go of those things. And then we're going to be talking about tossing those out and buying yourself something new. It doesn't have to be Victoria's Secret, but if you want to. But it's about getting rid of the things that just represent the old frumpy, non-whatever you, and stepping into your greatness, stepping into what represents you. So next week's going to be a lot of fun to talk about, and we'll be a little silly at the same time. So anything else, Gladiator Guru, before we go?
No, I just think, you know what, that's beautiful. I can't wait for next week because those are good. Even the good, yeah. I change my thongs for cotton panties. So, I mean, it goes either way. I'm looking for comfort, not cuteness.
We just don't want you to have holes in them. That's it.
Yeah. No, that'll be all. Thank you for taking the time and joining us today. I mean, it's the conversations when you participate, when all of you participate, like what Chanel said about her vision board and everything. I think, you know what? Thank you. You're judging yourself for judging. I didn't read that. Yeah.
All right. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here, and have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Do something wonderful for yourself. Get out there and enjoy life and set your intention for today and whatever. So thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you on Tuesday. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Gladiator Guru, mi gente, remember to breathe in the beauty. Breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.